Hello, welcome to Chris Collects. So it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I tried to sort of reinvigorate the channel a bit last year, but it's just been a bit hard really to make a lot of videos. As you may or may not know, I have another channel that is primarily focused on Doctor Who fan films, and I also have a full-time job outside of all of that. But yeah, I do want to make content for this channel, and I'm going to try and make videos as much as I can when I can. So what is this one going to be all about? Well, I'm going to see a couple of films in the cinema today. I'm going to go see a horror film called Whistle, and I'm going to go see that new film with Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo, Crime 101. I am actually seeing them quite far apart. I'm seeing Whistle this afternoon, early afternoon, and I'm seeing Crime 101 in the evening. But I also thought, check out CEX, check out some toy shops, some Lego and stuff, and just sort of vlog and see where it goes. I'm also wearing a brand new t-shirt that I got, which is based off of the in-universe movie Stab in the Scream films. This I got because I'm so excited about Scream 7, so I'll also be doing a video for Scream 7 when that one comes out. So yeah, I'm on half term, so I've got a little bit more time, so let's do this. So we're in CEX. I was going to take some footage on the way, but I was on a completely packed bus and I didn't think it was a good idea. It's been a while since I've had a look at Blu-rays. I'm trying to be a little bit more picky with collecting, as space is an issue, and I've got particular collections that I want to fill, like 4K collections and Doctor Who. There was this though, the Ricky Gervais movie, The Invention of Lying, for £1.50. Apparently, according to Amazon, that's an out-of-print Blu-ray. So that one was sort of caught my interest a little bit. Not the best film in the world, but I have a bit of a soft spot for that film. Quite enjoy it, actually. So moving on, I thought I'd take a quick look at Doctor Who DVDs as well. Like I said, being a Doctor Who fan, Doctor Who collecting is one of my kind of main outlets. And yeah, really interesting. They always do these things where CEX tend to take in DVDs that were in DVD box sets, like this one, Castrovalva, which they've got here for £3, and this is in the Beginnings box set, the Peter Davison box set, which has Castrovalva and two others that I cannot think off the top of my head what they are now. I think it's Keeper of Traken and Logopolis. Yeah, and I just always thought it was quite weird that they do this. The same with this next one, Time Flight, which or Arc of Infinity, sorry, which they've got for £4. And again, this was in a box set, I believe, with Time Flight. They also had the 5 Doctors. I've sort of stopped buying the DVDs now because of the Blu-ray box sets. I tend to just buy the 60s era DVDs because we've got less Blu-ray box sets of those. And then the only other thing that always catches my eye is this the Tom Baker years, The Doctors DVD that's £18. I think it's an Australian release, and it's just a bunch of like interviews and documentaries and featurettes, and I'd never seen them before. At one stage in the CEX they had quite a few of them, and this is the only one they still got left, probably because nobody wants to pay £18 for a DVD. I thought this was interesting. This is the Universal Monsters Blu-ray limited edition box set in the shape of a coffin. It's like a 3D coffin that CEX got for £40. But when you open up the coffin, it's just the standard kind of Blu-ray box set on the inside, but with some extras. Now the thing with CEX is the cardboard insert of the box set is inside, but I'm assuming everything else is behind the counter. But when it's £40, I'm unsure whether I really want to spend that much. I'm not going to bother going up and asking to see everything. I'll flash a picture up now of what should be included. But it's an interesting one because I have Volume 1 of the Universal Monsters on 4K, and a part of me is a little bit like, I know they're releasing them on 4K and they look great on 4K, so I think I'd rather just focus on collecting them on 4K rather than spending 40 quid on a Blu-ray box set. But it is really cool. It's a really cool hard cardboard box, and it's really impressive to see in person actually. And lastly, in CEX, bit of a different one. I thought I'd take a look at the PS2 game. Saw this Grand Prix challenge. Now, those of you that have been following me last year will know that I'm quite a big Formula 1 fan, and I'm quite well versed in the Formula 1 games. And I specifically, play F1 25 on my PS5 quite a lot with my sim racing wheel and everything. In fact, whilst making this video, I'm actually watching the Bahrain testing, pre-season testing for this year's season. But I was just curious. I know nothing about this Grand Prix challenge, so I was just wondering if it's a game that's worth playing, or just if anyone played the PS2 Formula 1 games, are they worth playing in 2026, or should I just be sticking with F1 25 and just not bothering going back and looking at any of the older games? I'd just be curious to know what people think. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and also if you're a Formula 1 fan, in the comments let me know, who do you think's going to win this year, this season? Who do you think's going to win the drivers? Who do you think's going to win the constructors? Would love to know your predictions. Let me know in the comments below. So quick pint before we go into cinema, as always. A nice pint of Bricks and Reliance. It's good pint, this one. And then yeah, just thought I'd take you through how booking cinema tickets on the app works. So you go onto the app, you can select your cinema, you can select your films. So in this case, I'm selecting my cinema. I'm going to scroll down. There's Whistle. I'm going to select the 110 showing. Then you select your seats. I like to be as far back as possible. They've colour coded it recently, which fine, whatever. It just differentiates the different seats. But they're all recliners at this audience, so I don't think it really matters. Yeah, and then you go through as normal, skip anything you don't want. I've just blacked out my personal details for obvious reasons. And then yeah, you get to add it to your wallet, which makes it nice and convenient for when you get into the cinema. So off we go into cinema. This is actually one of my favourite cinemas because it's Odeon Lux. Like I said, all Lux cinemas, they're all recliner seats. We're downstairs as well, which is nice. Normally I'm upstairs and it's like 3 flights of stairs, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But yeah, in we go. Yeah, like I said, we're right at the back. Get the recliner up, lovely stuff. And yeah, and then as it's a horror movie, we did get a Scream 7 trailer, which of course, as you know, I'm very excited about Scream 7, and I will be doing a video on Scream 7. I'm hoping to try and get it out that weekend, but I've got quite a lot going on that weekend, like Spring Comic Con, which I also want to do a video for, yeah, and some other things as well. So I'm going to try and streamline it to make it just about going to see Scream 7, so hopefully there'll be a lot less editing involved, which will make it a bit quicker to get out. But here we go. Let's see Whistle. Okay, so I had intended actually on making 2 videos out of my 2 different cinema trip days, but I just sort of didn't get the time to talk about the first film before going out to the second film yesterday. So saw Whistle first. Real brief thing about Whistle, it's basically Final Destination, but with some slight differences, like there's a death whistle, and the way in which people die is they die by what their cause of death is going to be in the future. So it was slightly creative in that way, but it was just fine. It was just fine. It was nothing particularly special. And then I saw Crime 101. Crime 101, very slick, very well-made film, with some really good performances. However, the characters are just massive stereotypical characters for that type of movie. Still fun, still enjoyable, but again, nothing super special. That one was definitely better than Whistle though, but I will say Crime 101 was probably slightly too long. for my liking. So today, I'm going back to the cinema. I'm going to go watch Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. I'm going to pick up a Subway on the way because I've not eaten yet and I am starving. So I'm going to take a Subway into the cinema. Yeah, we'll have a look in some shops, as usual. Let's hit the road. Okay, so I'm back from seeing Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. A lot of fun. Really surprised with that film. A lot better than I thought it would be. Quite a few little adult jokes as well that I wasn't quite expecting in the film. But yeah, a lot of fun. I think the only problem is going to be that the marketing was non-existent for the film, so I don't think it's going to do very well. Case in point, I was the only person in the screen for this film, despite the fact that when I booked, there was at least 5 other people. So they either booked and didn't show up, or booked and then cancelled before going. Although I left it quite late to book, and you have to cancel your ticket 2 hours before the showing. So don't know what happened there. But yeah, so yeah, it was a good time. Nothing like groundbreaking, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I didn't actually pick any Blu-rays up. Deliberated a lot over a few different Blu-rays, but I decided that I sort of bought enough of a different thing that I collect over the past couple of months. So I just thought, let's show those now. So I'm going to have to show a lot of this in stages, because otherwise I just won't be able to carry it all. The first thing is I got this on sale. It's the V19 turret set from Lego Star Wars. So you can hold it like that, you can fly it around. I've got the clone pilot on the inside, and it also came with Asajj Ventress and Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is kind of the reason I wanted the set, because never wanted to pay full price for it. I can't remember how much I paid now. I feel like it was $39.99, which I thought was decent enough. So yes, that's the first one. When I picked that up, I also picked up this set. This is another set I've been wanting to get for a little while, which is Jango Fett's Slave 1 from episode 2. The box is a little bit dented, but yeah, I believe I got this on a sale price as well, but I can't quite remember what that sale price was. Next one to show is this the Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock subway train scene. This is a set that when it came out, I knew I wanted to get it because I wanted those minifigures. You got the Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock, you got a battle damaged Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you've got an Aunt May minifigure, a J. Jonah Jameson minifigure. I thought the minifigures were just great. I just didn't really feel like paying the full price for it, and actually I waited and managed to get this in a Sainsbury's for 25 quid. That was their clearance price, and £25 for 393 pieces and 4 minifigures is just very good value for money. But yeah, started building it. It's not the most interesting set. I know it's not going to be the most interesting set. It is literally just a train cart. But yeah, I mean, the Spider-Man 2 set is just pretty wild in this day and age, isn't it? So yeah. Okay, so the next one is the new Speed Champions Back to the Future DeLorean. I actually got this off my friend who works at Lego, so I got it for 50% off. It was £11.50, which for a brand new set is great. It was also already at a good price, so much so that I actually went out and bought a second one. And there is a reason that I bought a second one. So this is it in its Back to the Future 1 form. But if you look on the back, you can do it in its Back to the Future Part 2 flying form, and that's obviously why I've got 2 of them. Next up, another one that I've got 2 of, and some people will probably look at this and think, you're mental, why have you got 2 of them? But I will explain. It is the Speed Champions F1 the movie Apex GP car, which comes with both Damson Idris and Brad Pitt, so Sonny Hayes and Joshua Pierce in minifigure form. Why 2 of them? I'll tell you why 2 of them. One is so that I could put the minifigures in my minifigure cabinet with their helmets off, because they, unlike the other F1 cars, they are actually like the characters. They look like the characters. And then also I wanted one each of them with their helmets on, driving the car, because they have different helmets. On the front you can see Sonny Hayes' helmet, but if you look at the back, the black and gold one is the Joshua Pierce helmet. So yeah, I'm also going to use one of these sets as the Cadillac spot for my wall. I've got an F1 car wall, and when I get the Audi, that's going to replace the Sauber. I'll take the Sauber off, and I like to use that as championship standings. So as the championship standings move, I move the cars around. So yeah, so that'd be nice. So one of these will be the Cadillac standing until they inevitably make the Cadillac, which, given that they've made the Audi, I think it's probably pretty safe that we're going to get the Cadillac as well. Before I get on to the last 3 sets, I did actually pick up some Lego parts. This is going to be quite hard to see. These are kind of like little rod kind of arm pieces in clear. And these are little 1x2 tile pieces in clear. I've got some more clear pieces coming. You might be thinking, why have I got loads of clear pieces? It's so that in the Lego City I can have some things moving off of buildings. So I'm going to do the Back to the Future 2 DeLorean, and I'm going to have it flying off one of the buildings. And some of these other sets that are coming up, I'm going to have them jumping off of rooftops. And that might be a bit of a giveaway as to what these sets are going to be. So the last 3 sets to talk about. We have got Suki's Too Fast, Too Furious Honda S2000. I'm going to explain all, because I'm not a big Fast and Furious fan. But I'm going to explain all as to why I'm buying these Fast and Furious cars. We've got Brian's Nissan Skyline. Was it Nissan Skyline GTR R34 car. Again, I'll explain in a moment. But then I also have this, which is the Lucky and Penny 101 Dalmatians puppies. So the reason I picked up this is because it was in a deal at Argos with this. And this was really the only other set in that deal that I was even remotely interested in that I didn't have. So picked that up. So the Fast and Furious cars, why am I buying them? Well, for starters, many years ago when this came out, one of my friends got me this for my birthday. Now, I have the biggest kind of like, I suppose, love-hate relationship with the Fast and Furious franchise. As a kid, I used to love those really early ones. And now, you know, I go back and watch them and I think, God, these are just terrible movies, aren't they? And I've decided to rewatch them all recently because they finally announced when the next one's going to come out. And I thought, do you know what? Let's do it. Let's just rewatch them all. Yeah, as I was doing that, I dug this out of my Lego box, which is Dom Toretto's Dodge Charger, which was the original Speed Champions Fast and Furious set. And then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to buy the other 2. I'm going to buy the other 2 that are available, which are these 2, because we are also getting Brian's Toyota from the first movie in the summer. So I thought, do you know what? Let's just collect them. Let's just get them all. And I've now sort of decided that in terms of Speed Champions, I'm only going to buy the ones that are based off of movies, because I got this off a friend for Christmas. This is the new Speed Champions Lightning McQueen set. And I already have the Aston Martin DB5, which is obviously the James Bond car, and it comes with a little Daniel Craig James Bond. So that's what I've decided. I'm going to collect only the movie-based cars, which includes, of course, the Fast and Furious cars. Not 100% sure. I had to rebuild some of this, and I'm not 100% sure it's all sort of put together properly. But hey ho, he's in there. I'm also missing a piece. There's meant to be a black tile piece there, but I'm not sure where it is. But I'm sure I will have a spare of that somewhere. But yeah, so the reason I'm getting all these clear bricks, so like I said, I'm going to have the Back to the Future DeLorean 2 flying off of one of the buildings. So it sort of be like that, flying out. Well, it'll be a bit straighter than that because I'm not super creative. But I wanted, like I said, to have the Fast and Furious cars jumping or rooftop to rooftop. So essentially, I'm just going to have them positioned like this, mid-air, but I'm going to put them on the edge of buildings so they look like they are jumping from one building to the next. It's going to be a bit tricky because the skyline doesn't have much room, and I've already got Galactus on top of the Sanctum Sanctorum in Assembly Square, and I don't think he'd fit on top of the Daily Bugle, so he kind of has to stay on that end. That said, I could probably maybe have the DeLorean coming out of the Daily Bugle. I'll figure it out. It's a little bit wild at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna work it out. But yeah, so that's what I've been collecting a lot recently. So I don't know if this is gonna be the end of the video yet. I'm 50-50 on going to the cinema again. I was originally looking at going to see Primates, because I really wanted to see Primates, and I've sort of missed every opportunity to go and see Primates. And it looked like there was going to be a showing tonight, and then that showing just vanished. And then the only other showing is 10 AM on a Thursday morning. I'm not going to see Primate at 10 AM on a Thursday morning. That's insane. So probably won't see that. However, another film that I was mildly interested in going to see does have a showing tonight, and that's Shelter, which is a Jason Statham film. So I might go see that. I'm not 100% certain yet, but if I do, expect a tail end tag on to this video. One more thing to look at just before we go away. Just before I either end the video or we move on to seeing another film. I can't remember if I've shown this already in this video, so I'm going to show it again. I got this off a friend who works at McLaren, which is a signed Oscar Piastri photo card. Yeah, nice for an F1 fan. That is a nice little addition. So yeah, I'll either cut to the end of the video or we'll cut to reviewing yet another film. Before we do though, if you like my videos, if you like this content, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe down below. Also go check out my other channel, DC63 Productions. If you're into Doctor Who, that's pretty much all we do at the moment. It's Doctor Who fan film projects. And if you like seeing my movie reviews, and you want to see kind of what I think on pretty much every movie I go to see or every movie I go to rewatch, I do that on Letterboxd. So click the link in the description below, have a look at my Letterboxd, because I find it's a little bit easier for me to just quickly type up a review for a film on Letterboxd than do it in any kind of video format. So yeah, so if you're interested in my video, in my movie reviews, check out my Letterboxd. Okay, so this is the end of the video. I decided not to go to the cinema again in the end, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to show off something that I picked up. I picked up this Gladiator 2 cup from Odeon, because Odeon have got a merch sale, £3.50 or £2 for £5 each. So I picked up this, and then I was with my mum, so she picked up some stuff for the grandkids, like this wicked Elphaba popcorn bucket and 2 Smurfs popcorn buckets with a handle. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to go to the cinema tonight, actually, as I'm recording this, see a couple of other films, but I'm probably not going to make a video out of it. If you want to see my thoughts on the films that I go to see, check out my Letterboxd account in the description below. Next video, I am going to do a video for Scream 7, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.